Welcome back to the show. You are listening to episode 67 of In the Hall Podcast. Happy to be here with you. We are later than ever, but we're feeling better than ever. Had a few obligations to take care of before we record the episode. So we're here on Wednesday already? Holy shit. Wednesday. We'll have an episode Saturday. I'm going to try and do that. But yeah, I got other obligations before we knock out the podcast. Unfortunately, we got to keep the lights on to keep the mic on. Hopefully that'll change soon where we can just primarily focus on the podcast. But we got some big stuff coming up. I will be in LA the month of November. Got some shows. Going to film a lot with those guys out there. Gary Fonto. And yeah, man, just looking forward to it. Hope you guys had a solid week. A lot going on here. I hope everything is going well in your world. I've been watching. Well, last night I watched way too much. I found this channel on YouTube. It's called Street Beefs, and I'll just play you. This is what they do on the end of each fight that they show.
Leave it. Agreed?
Any coward can pull a trigger, but it take a real man to look another man in the eyes. Punch him right in the face. 5-star wolf pack. Step.
So it's this backyard street fighting. Apparently it was started because instead of telling gang members stop shooting each other in the streets, why don't you come to the backyard and fight? So it's just some people are good at fighting on here and some people are just horrible. Basically, if you have beef with somebody, you take it to Satan's backyard, which is what they call their arena. But it's all different. It could be a cage on some sand. It could be just a backyard. But one of the fights I was watching, and everyone has a weird name too. It's almost like a video game. Or they should make it a video game, but it's a huge channel. They have almost 3 million subscribers. So you have fighters like Italian Tyson, J-Rock, Money Mel, Machine Gunner, The Demon versus Controlled Chaos, spelled wrong. Certified Lil Mike. You could see him fight. Preacher's Son versus Jay Gotham. Very entertaining. It's just anyone who wants to get in a cage. It's basically open mic UFC fighting. And the one fight that caught my eye is you see the crowd in the background. It's just random people in the town. Looks like West Virginia, just a bunch of hillbillies. One mom was holding her kid, her baby, and she was up against the ropes. This baby could have caught a right hook if the fight was over on that side. It was just shocking to me. She was just holding her baby. She's like, yeah, we took Junior down. Took Junior down to watch the street beef fight. He's going to be a champion like his dad one day. She just had him so close to the ring. And I'm like, lady, move your kid. She's like, we thought Junior lost a tooth, but it turns out it was one of the fighters. That's how close our seats were. Your seats, you're standing up against a chain link fence in a backyard in the middle of nowhere. They're literally in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if this is, they make people sign a waiver. Oh, here we go. Our matches are 100% legal. All participants must be 18 and older. Street Beef's founder, Scarface, he has warrants. I love when no one uses their real name. You're like, all right, someone's looking for somebody. Was the focus of the New York Times documentary titled Guns to Gloves. That's their excuse. We want people to put the guns down and put their fists up. It's like, no, you just want to make a ton of money having just absolute morons punch each other in a backyard. And hey, good for them. But they need that little excuse of we're doing this to stop. We're doing this to stop violence. It's like, are you? What if someone gets their ass beat in street beefs and it's seen by millions of people and now they go shoot the guy that beat them? That could be a possibility. Scarface. You ever think of that? Probably not. But yeah, Street Beefs, man. Check it out. It is, or don't check it out. I mean, you're not.
Dude, put it on Facebook Marketplace.
You're not missing much. But it is interesting. This one guy, his name's Fairplay. He fights with suspenders and a button-up. So I'm telling you, it's literally like a white trash video game. We were like, yeah, I'm gonna pick Italian Tyson. It's just like a short Italian guy. And then when people get knocked out, you're like, well, there's no, at least like in the UFC, you get knocked out, they send you right to the hospital, cover your medical bills. It's like here, you get your teeth knocked out, and they're like, all right, well, I guess you're going to be missing teeth for the rest of your life because no one here can afford to fix it. They'll have people over the cage with like holding iPhones and GoPros. The ref has a GoPro on his forehead. So that's just the level of camera work we're seeing here. But dude, yeah, I watch now just to see the people in the background looking over the cage. The lady with her kid. Come on. She was real into it too. She's like, you better get him. You better hit him, Vegeta. One guy's name like Dragon Ball. What the fuck? I'm just reading these names, sorry. Sam the Dingus versus Mateo. Interesting. Yeah, what a world. Plenty of ways to make money out there. I don't know why I'm doing comedy. I should do sanctioned backyard fights. That'll get the YouTube going. But I can't complain, man. Thank you guys. We are at 110 YouTube subscribers. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is when you started with 37 last month. So it's been a huge growth. And we're officially over 100,000 views on the page. So appreciate that. If you guys like the show, thumbs up, like, subscribe, do all that. Leave a review, man, on Apple especially. It definitely helps. I know, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. So let's get into the episode. Hollywood production crews vote to authorize first strike ever. Union calls for industry leaders to grant workers human necessities such as adequate sleep and breaks. So we got an issue with film crews. Those of you who don't know that work on all these TV shows and movies. I have a buddy out in LA who I grew up with. He was now a film crew for a lot of these movies. And he says that the days are insane. 16-hour work days, barely any breaks. He's like, you just sleep, nap when you can in between scenes. And he says it's a lot of work, but it's really rewarding, not financially, but just to be able to put scenes and movies together. And he says it's really fun to, when you watch a movie, he's like, I got to see everything behind the scenes. And then they go and they make their own they make their own shorts and their own YouTube stuff on the side. But yeah, he says 16-hour days, no breaks. And the issue we're having with these shows that stream, like on Netflix, Hulu, is they can't make enough content. So there's not enough film crews, good film crews, because you got to know what you're doing. You know, you can't have the guy holding the boom mic, lower it into frame, and ruin the whole shot. So they're basically going to go on strike, all these Hollywood crews, because part of it is the people watching. Like, they can't make shows fast enough. As soon as they make season 8 and they put it out on Netflix, people blow through it in a day. And they're like, all right, we need another season of How I Met Your Mother. And they're like, we just fucking shot season 8. Like, yeah, but we need to do season 9 now, because most of the people that watch the show already finished season 8, which is crazy. It says, one film crew said, I hope the studios will see and understand and resolve this issue. The Alliance president, Matthew, said, the ball is in their court. If they want to avoid a strike, they will return to the bargaining table and make us a reasonable offer. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, think about how many shows Netflix, Hulu, I guess YouTube TV, Amazon has its own studio now, and they just cannot record these shows fast enough. That's wild, man. People just binge watch everything. It's like months and months of editing, shooting, recording, and then people watch it in a day. That's nuts, dude. Because back then, yeah, wasn't it like back then? When it was like a few years ago, but it used to be they'd put one show out every Tuesday or one show out every Thursday at 8 p.m. And now they'll just dump the whole season on these networks, and then you just blow through it. I guess it's good for the actors. You know, they're like, well, we want to keep making money. But the guy holding the 190-pound camera is like, can we stop? Can I get an hour of sleep, please? Yeah, it's different when you're holding all the heavy shit. Speaking of holding all the heavy shit, what is with I still get these emails on Indeed for like job listings, and some of them say at the bottom requirements are that you can stand, kneel, lift 50 pounds, and then some of them say crawl. Are you able to crawl? And I was like, what the fuck job requires crawling on the ground? Like, as soon as you're done with the interview, the guy's like, all right, one of the requirements, we like you. All right. We really think you're a good asset to the team here at Walmart, but we do need to see if you're able to crawl. And I'm like, what? Like, yeah, crawl. Can you crawl right now? It's like, on my hands and knees. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I really need this job. Like, Jesus, that's the best crawl I've ever seen. You're hired. Like, what's the point of crawling? I guess if you're like, doing like HVAC, or you got to be in like an attic or a duct, a tight space, but just a regular desk job that says must be able to stand, kneel, walk, and crawl. All right. What does that really mean? Like, well, if you don't want to walk to the printer, you at least need to crawl over to send that fax. I don't know, I thought about that. Oh, yeah, because we got the article here. Companies are getting rid of drug tests because they can't find enough workers. The global labor shortage is forcing companies like Amazon to stop punishing employees for recreational drug use. Well, that's cool. These companies all used to be super picky. Oh, no drugs. No this, no that. Now everyone's scrambling for employees. So like, you know what? If you do drugs, hey, that's fine. Just show up on time. That's all we ask. It used to be, hey, who are we going to hire? The guy that went to Harvard or the guy that went to Yale? Tough choice. Now these companies are like, all right, we have a heroin addict and a crack addict. Who are we going to hire? They're like, ooh. Well, it is a sales job. I say we hire the crackhead. Like, are you serious? They go, yeah, we need someone high energy for this position. We can't have anyone nodding off. All right. Last month, a report to Deloitte noted that the global talent shortage is coinciding with elevated unemployment rates in places like the United States, United Kingdom, Canada. Yeah, pretty much everywhere. Crippling COVID-19 lockdowns. Not only are more individuals finding themselves out of work, but employers are also experiencing difficulty attracting hired qualified candidates. Screening measures like drug tests, which threaten to weed, no pun intended, out the candidates from an already small talent pool, only complicate things further. Yeah, dude. They're like, we can't hire him. He's a heroin addict. They're like, he is the only one that applied. We have nothing to lose. Yeah, can't work customer service. Like, yeah, did you try unplugging your... Like, sir, are you still there? Like, oh, sorry, I nodded off. Are you on heroin? They go, yes. I go, well, then I need to speak to your manager. They go, oh, no, he knows. I said it in the interview that I was an addict. And they said, well, I was the only one hired. So, dude, it's true. I went to a Dunkin' Donuts the other day, and there was just one guy in there. He was grabbing the donuts. He was making the coffee. He was hitting the drive-thru. And I was like, holy shit. That's literally what it is now. It's just one person. And I hope that the companies that have the one person in the store, like a lot of the fast food places, like everything is so short-staffed. I'm like, dude, I hope they're paying you for, I hope they're giving you your 12 an hour and the other people's 12 an hour. That should be there. I hope this guy's making like 42 an hour to run the entire Dunkin' Donuts by himself. Dude, companies are desperate. I pissed hot one time. I moved back to Florida from Cali. It was like 2014. And I applied for everything. And I got a job at Ford selling cars. And I'm like, well, I'll just sell cars for a little bit until I figure it out. I've never done it before. Who knows? Maybe it'll be fun. I don't know. And went through the interview, sat in through the training, and they were like, all right, everyone go get your drug test, and then you'll start Monday. And I was like, oh, shit. And I went to the drug dealer, not the drug, I went to the drug dealer. I went to the drug testing site, and I told the lady straight up, I'm like, how good is your test at detecting THC? She's like, it's top notch. I was like, all right, well, this is going to fail miserably. She's like, do you still want to do it? I go, yeah, might as well. And then she's like, yeah, you got THC in your system. And I go, I know. And I called Ford, and I'm like, hey, I pissed hot. Thanks for the opportunity. They're like, oh, okay. I bet they'll hire me now. Bet they need me now, huh? I should apply again just to be like, what am I talking about? All right, here we go. Dollar Tree raises prices to offset inflation. Yeah, I was wondering when this was going to end. When are they going to put a 2 in front of it? $2 Tree, $3 Tree. Yeah, it's kind of hard to have a business where everything is $1 during the fact that the country inflates so heavily. But now, with all this stimulus and everything that was passed last year, I mean, even that store, what is it, Five Below, where everything's $5 and below, even they're going to have to raise their shit eventually. Dollar Tree. Wonder what what are those board meetings like? They're like, ooh. They're like, the dollar thing has been going well for a while. But as you guys know, we are fucked if we don't raise it to $2 per item. What a weird business model. Everything in here is $1. And then one day they have to change it. Childhood obesity is on the rise. An estimated 22% of children and teens were obese last August. And now it is up. 22% is the new increase. Okay, so it was 19. There was only 19% of the children were fat last year. Now it's 22%. Children who were a healthy weight were gaining an average of 3.4 pounds a year. That rose to 5.4 pounds during the pandemic. Well, I could see that. Dude, there are so many fat kids in this country. And usually their parents are like twice as fat. And that's what's sad. It's just like, man. It is child abuse, but most parents are like, well, my kid's fed. I don't give a shit what he eats as long as he's not complaining that he's hungry. And I guess that's modern parenting. I get it, dude. You work like 3 jobs. You pick up your kid from school. You're like, fuck it, I'm going to hit the McDonald's because I don't have time to cook them a meal or whatever. So I can see, but I mean, shit, dude. The other day by the pool, there was like the largest family I've ever seen. I'm like, you guys can't even ride the elevator together. Sucks. Drunken swimming pool intruders who broke legs threaten legal action. Yeah, this was the funniest shit I've ever seen. A grandma and her friend who broke... That's a grandma? Now I'm confused. It says they were at a boozer for 4 hours, and they were headed... So many... Dude, I hate reading these articles because it's just ad. In the early hours, they broke into the water park in Hampshire. I guess this is in England or something. For a splash about. Guess that's what they call having fun. Hey, I just want to go in the pool and have a little splash about. But the decision to go down the water slide proved to be extremely unwise. So it's just these two people in a wheelchair with casts on both legs. So you got to get this. The pair threw themselves down together, oblivious to the fact that a barrier had been placed at the exit of the water slide. The mum of 5 and forklift driver Baz, what a crew, subsequently smashed into the blockage, leaving them trapped with horrific injuries. Claire snapped and her shin popped. What the fuck? Claire's snapped shin popped out of her skin on her right leg, and she completely shattered her left foot, whilst Barry broke a leg and both feet. No police action was taken, and they admitted that they had been idiots, but now they're threatening legal action against the swimming pool. Dude, that is fucking... Look at them, dude. They're on like one of those Good Morning shows in a wheelchair with 2 broken legs. So they just slid down this water slide together and just smashed right into a wall that was covering the exit of the water slide. Absolutely hammered. Dude, that's fucked. And now they're like, well, we could sue. Now, Claire hopes their story will serve as a cautionary tale. Don't do it. We're idiots, she said. I still have really bad night terrors about it. In the beginning, I was waking up within seconds of going to sleep. There should have been gates at the top shutting the whole thing off. There needs to be more safety. You climbed over a fence to a closed water park, slid down, and then hit a wall. I mean, it's kind of your fault. It's 100% your fault. There should have been gates at the top. No police action was taken at the pair, but details of the incident were provided to the landowner. And nothing else. Wow. I mean, that is horrifying. If you're going like full speed down a water slide and you're just like, there's a wall. You shatter both your legs. I mean, I wonder how fast they were going. That's like the equivalent of falling off of a 6-story building if you just slide into a wall. Holy shit. And then what? You both lay there drunk in a tube just going, how'd you even get out? Holy shit. That's what I want to know. If the bottom was closed off, you had to climb back up the tube, or you just stuck there till they opened the park? I don't know. There's never any like details with some of these articles. Anyway, former hotel worker shares 4 things you should never use in your hotel room. All right, I've been in a lot of hotels. I am going to guess. Well, some of it's probably obvious. Some of it's not. All right, for starters, there's a coffee machine. Never, ever, 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 ever use the coffee machine in a hotel room, because apparently some people like to use it as a urinal. Well, I could see that in Vegas. You know, they come back to the room, they're drunk, like, oh, I pissed in the fucking coffee maker. So I don't care how addicted you are to coffee. Don't touch the coffee maker ever. Do not use the glasses that they put in the bathroom. You know, the really nice glasses. Apparently, housekeepers only have so much time to turn a room around. They often do not wipe those down with Windex, or they don't even wash them. What else we got? But for real, don't use it. People like to use these as puke buckets. Oh, she's talking about the ice bucket. They use the ice bucket as puke buckets, or as that's why they have the plastic over it, so you can kind of cover the ice. It's a perfectly good bathroom, but people still do this for some reason. And the third is moving the attention to the bed, discussing a slightly more obvious, but in her eyes, equally important hygiene issue to bear in mind. I feel like at this point, everybody knows not to use the top cover of the bed. Yeah, that's what I do. Just throw it right on the floor. They don't ever wash that top sheet, and you don't know what was done on that. You'll notice anytime you ask for slippers, they're not white. That would be because the floors are filthy. Bring your own flip-flops for the shower. What the fuck? Apparently, it is extremely common for people to just take a number 2 in the shower. What hotel are you staying at? Where did you work before where people are just shitting in the tub? Yeah, I knew about the bed cover, and I never used the coffee machine. What was this? The rest of the article is just a guy showing you how to barricade your hotel room using the shower curtain. Okay. I don't know if that's necessary. Yeah, if you want to, if you're doing illegal things, here's how to barricade yourself in your room. What else we got? I saw this video. Let me see if I can pull it up. This guy gets chased by a German Shepherd, jumps on top of a car. Now, I thought that car honk was an alarm. But apparently the guy that jumped on top of the car didn't know there was somebody inside. But he was just trying to get away from the dog, and that was the highest thing he could jump on at the time was this lady's car, and she's in it.
I am so... You good? I saw that motherfucker this morning.
He didn't know she was in there, and he's like, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
You good? I saw that motherfucker this morning.
You good? I saw that motherfucker this morning. So yeah, apparently this dog's just running around the neighborhood, just attacking people. And she was in her car just trying to roll up a blunt. And this kid just comes running, jumps on top of her car. Video is titled, She a Real One. High school kid had to jump on neighbor's car to get away from dog. Quote, you good? I saw that motherfucker this morning. God, I love that. And the final story. Sorry, just kind of like rushing through this episode, man. I feel like it's decent. Maybe just going through some tabs here that I had saved earlier this week. Former NBA players charged in $4 million healthcare fraud scheme. So all these millionaire former NBA athletes got in trouble because they were putting fake surgeries, fake dental work, and just collecting the insurance money for it, but obviously not using it for what they're supposed to. And everyone got about $250,000. So it just goes to show, man, like no matter how much money you have, I don't know, is it never enough? Like what? I don't know what they were thinking. Here's the report.
18 former NBA players were indicted Thursday for allegedly defrauding the league's health care plan by submitting fake medical claims worth millions of dollars.
Thanks to the hard work of our law enforcement partners, their alleged scheme has been disrupted, and they will have to answer for their flagrant violations of law.
U.S. Attorney Audrey Strauss said the scheme's linchpin was former New Jersey Nets lottery pick Terrence Williams. Other defendants include former lottery picks such as Sebastian Telfair and Darius Miles, as well as former NBA champions Glenn Big Baby Davis and Tony Allen. Allen's wife was also indicted.
The 19 charged defendants submitted approximately $3.9 million in false claims. The plan paid out $2.5 million to the defendants. And Williams received approximately $230,000 in.
Man, their mic sucks. Damn, dude. So if all these former NBA players get charged, I mean, I guess insurance fraud, they're going to do prison time, right? There's no further articles on it. But I smell a Longest Yard remake, but with basketball players, where former NBA players have to play the guards. That'd be a hell of a movie. Could you imagine that Yard, dude? They would just be balling on all those inmates, man. What would they call the movie? Like, this summer, the Dream Team in Cell Block C. It's just all these former NBA players. They probably can't even fit in the on the beds, dude. You're like 7'3", and you're gonna be on the top bunk in prison with your whole leg hanging off the fucking side. You have to have like custom. Yeah, dude. The world's not built for people that tall, man. I'm even pushing it, dude. Anytime I fly a plane, gotta sit in the aisle. Getting horrible, dude. I find myself slouched, however you say it, over all the time. Especially when I worked at a restaurant, dude. When you're cutting like the mushrooms and stuff, you gotta bend all the way down. Trying to fix my posture. But anyway, man, I thought that was pretty interesting. A few articles I saw this week. And yeah, I'm gonna have some guests on the show in November. Gary Fonto. Guys, go follow them, check them out. Some funny dudes, man. And again, episode sponsored by Trill Trees. If you guys like the show, like, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. And yeah, we will see you shortly. It is Wednesday, right? Wednesday the 13th. Yeah, so I'll try to have an episode out on the 16th for you.
You want to smoke something?
You've seen him perform all over LA. Give it up for Sean Madden, everybody.
What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
This joke's not going to go well.